In this video, we're going to go through how to add inventory just by scanning a barcode. So first, open up your mobile app or your app on the computer. If you're going to be using your PC to scan these barcodes, you can also use the computer on your device. But then navigate over to Inventory and All Inventory. Then click the plus button in the lower right corner to add inventory and select Scan UDIs to add. So that'll bring up this next screen. Looks like I already have some previously scanned inventory here, so I'm going to clear all that out. And then you have a few options. If you have the UDI already somehow copied on your device, you can paste it in here to the search bar and just search for the inventory and add it that way. Or you can click Scan Items, which will bring up your camera, and you can scan barcodes that way. If you, for some reason, scan a duplicate barcode like I just did, you'll get this screen letting you know that you scanned a duplicate and asking you what you want to do about it. So you have the option of incrementing the quantity, which would mean every scan equals one quantity added, or you can ignore the duplicates, and you can also decide to make that choice persist for the rest of your scanning. So I'm going to ignore duplicates, and then I'll X out of my camera. You can see here, if you click that link, that you can also scan using an external scanner if you have that available. Or you can even capture text by uploading an image from your photo library of the actual text UDI. Then our AI will read that UDI, and you can use that as your search term. So here we have the inventory that we scanned from our barcode, and we can modify the quantity that we want to add. You can also actually click in there and just type in the quantity that you need. So I could add 100, I could add 10, up to me. And then if you expand the little caret to the right, you have a few more options. You can review all of the production data for that inventory. And you can also change the manufacturer it's going to be loaded as. So this data is being pulled from the FDA's GUDID database based on the UDI. But let's say you want to, enter this inventory with yourself as the manufacturer, as opposed to the person who originally manufactured it. Maybe you are the owner of the inventory now. Maybe you are in some sort of white label agreement. Whatever the case, you can change the manufacturer there. Just delete it, and then select the next manufacturer from the drop-down menu. It should be noted that the manufacturer has to be set up in your account in order to do this. And that's that. So you can also export a CSV of this inventory you're about to add. Otherwise, click Import Inventory. Next, they're going to ask you whose custody you want to load this inventory into. If you're a sales rep or distributor who have access rights to create their own inventory, then it would likely be in your custody. But if you're an admin, you can select, whose custody this is going to go into. And then lastly, check whether this inventory is going to be billable, or in other words, is it going to be sold? Then click Continue, and your inventory will be added. This will be treated as an import, so you can click View Imported Items, and you can always return back to these to review the inventory that was created.